welcome to the Master of Unlocking 2018 Game of the Year Extravaganza. We are ready to talk about our moment of the year. I am Logan. To my left is Caleb.
We're just all in on the extravaganza.
It is an extravaganza, right. And if you want to say it's anything less, you can get the fuck out right now.
Okay, fair enough.
And Jason is on my right, and he is in full agreement that this is an extravaganza, as I have a gun to his head.
It's the extravaganza.
You're goddamn right it is.
It's okay, Jason. That's the way you get your persona out, is when you get shot. Yeah, so it's okay.
Go ahead, Logan. Pull the trigger. Do it. Oh, man.
God, that would be great if we could.
So great.
Yes.
Did Persona 3 win old game of the year? Should have.
Oh, man.
And we
should win every year.
And now we're back to the drawing board. Okay. So, getting to our moment of the year, let's go ahead and run through our list of nominees here real quick.
There's a lot.
Boy,
is there a way to quickly organize these by game?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's sort it by game real quick. You want to sort that, and then I'll start rattling them off.
I'll let you guys who are
I'll
more
do some.
with sheets do that.
I was gonna say, like, if I was hosting a talk show, I could do some, Dave Letterman adjusting my tie. And,
you are hosting a talk show.
Yeah.
It's just
just audio.
Oh, you do the Conan
You do the Conan,
where he snips his
things. Yeah.
When's your monologue? When is that happening?
You don't want a monologue.
This is so you don't want that game.
You don't want that. All right, so we're going to go alphabetical order by game. First up is A Way Out, the hospital chase scene. Also from A Way Out, spinning around in wheelchairs. It wasn't really spinning around, it was more the wheelchair balancing, but...
Can we do a slash there?
Yes.
Can we do a slash minigames? Is that going to take away from that? So like the other minigames that are in there?
Oh, yeah.
You and I played Connect 4.
We did play Connect 4 for quite a while.
So can I just do this real quick?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Andre Agassi stars in Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
God, I can't wait till Assassin's Creed Pete Sampras next year. It's going to be so awesome. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Iron Goat, also from Odyssey, Drunk Olympian. Astrobot, the Shark Boss. Detroit, just at one point when he goes, Perkins, you fucking cocksucker.
That's more of a personal.
That was mine. I really got a kick out of when
when we get back to it, you're going to have to explain it.
Okay.
I forgot.
God of War, the World Serpent's first appearance. God of War, is it Thamur or
Thamur? Yeah. Something like that. I don't remember.
It's not. I think it's the mirror, isn't it? Because it's not Mimir. It's not said
Tamur.
like Mimir.
Yeah, it's not, because Mimir is Mimir, and this
Getting
is
the magic
chisel.
How about that?
How about that? Yeah.
God of War, spoiler, getting the Blades of Chaos. I forgot, spoilers moving ahead. Anything spoilers, Pit People, a giraffe dropping off a guy with Uzis in a medieval battle. Sure. Red Dead, the Bear Shack. So next
Bear
8.
Shack,
the next 8 are going to be like all Red Dead. Drinking with Lenny. Random guy getting kicked by his horse and dying. That'll be on a video somewhere. Riding up to Braithwaite Mansion. Riding down the hill with the gang. Killing the incompetent KKK members. Riding in the hot air balloon. And I'll climb up the ladder with a hammer and nail it. I have no idea what that is.
It's from the montage. It's from the house building montage.
Oh, okay.
I'll climb up the ladder with the hammer and a nail, and I'll nail it.
Is that was part of the song?
Dude,
I thought about using that song as like my clip for
totally acceptable.
Dude, I
was just like, I can't do this.
Why not?
Why not? I have a clip from the very end where he's talking to, oh God, what's his name? The Indian guy.
Yes.
The guy.
That guy.
The guy.
Rains Fall?
No, not the guy that's in the guy that comes in and hangs out. Charles. Yeah. And he walks up to Charles, and Charles is like bent over, looks like he's hammering something. And you're like, hey, how's it going over there? He's like, oh, this fence is coming along pretty well. But he's miming it. There's no fence there for me.
Oh, awesome.
And it's just him hammering. He's got his hand like rested like in midair. It's so good. I have a clip of it. It's amazing. Yeah, anyway, Spider-Man fading to black on Aunt May. Subnautica taking to the Sea Emperor Leviathan. Talking. Sorry. And the missing, the end reveal. Where do we even want to start with this?
Explain to me the Detroit one, because I don't remember it.
So Detroit, it's toward the end. Connor needs to go and get some evidence from the evidence room. And there's the shitty cop was like over by the evidence room, and he needed to distract that guy so that Connor could get into the evidence room.
Okay.
And Perkins was the bad cop, and then the good cop that your partner's with, forgot his name.
Hank, isn't it?
Hank, yeah.
Hank.
So Hank just goes and yells over at him, goes, "Perkins, you fucking cocksucker!" And so that's how you distracted him, because Hank started a fight with Perkins by just screaming at him from across the police station.
I wonder if that didn't happen for me, because I don't remember that at all.
I nearly fell out of my chair laughing just because Hank's gruff ass voice, and just it was like, okay, like, because you pretty much just now became friends with Hank and Connor, like we're like all on the same side at this point. I just got a huge kick out of it.
There are tons of YouTube clips of this.
Perkins,
yeah, sorry, it just he can confirm it.
Yeah, well, you can turn the volume up to.
There you go. There it is. Okay.
So we can play it on here, so it's fine. Oh,
I don't know how loud this is going to be, so bear with me, folks.
Okay. Okay, watch.
Perkins, you fucking cocksucker.
Okay, all right.
Let's see.
So you want to keep that on here?
I think that should stay.
I didn't expect that. I don't remember that either, Caleb, for if it makes you feel better.
Okay.
I remember that.
It could be a branching path thing that we didn't get in our game too.
Yeah, I think ultimately when I looked at we very similarly went down a lot of the same paths, but there's probably little bits and pieces that we each got.
Caleb, how passionate are you about the rest of your list? Because we could just delete all the rest of it now.
I think that one hit you guys a lot harder than it hits me. I'm not.
I'm kidding. Do we have any more?
No, that was all. We went through the list.
Okay.
I guess it's more now of what do we want to talk? What do we want to talk about? What do we want to?
I'll nominate one that I just want to mention real quick, and then we could just take it off. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if you guys found this in Red Dead or not, but there's just how you have to go into like 10 shacks or whatever it is for the 100% checklist.
Go in
X amount of shacks.
Robberies / looting shacks, right? There's 10 of them.
And I went into one, and like I didn't look behind it or anything first, so I just walk in the front door, and there's just a bear in there, just in this shack, and he just pounces on me, and I died instantly. It literally made me jump, and I was like, "What just happened here?" Was not expecting that at all, and I'm like, how is there? This is dumb. Why was there just a bear in this shack? This is a really dumb thing, Red Dead. Come on. So then I respawn. I go back there because I still need to get the shack for the thing. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that the whole back side of the shack is just torn to shreds. And I'm like, that's how there was a bear in there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So did you get in the shack?
I did.
Okay.
He wasn't there the second time.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't there when I went there because I did that.
I'm going to take that off the list. I just,
that's funny.
I'm just doing, my usual podcast plus checklist thing, not expecting a bear to just be in this building.
There's a goddamn bear in here.
Goddamn bear in shack.
Okay.
Is there anything else you guys want to just
that
talk
I'm
about
fine
and
with just
then just
taking
cut
off?
When you encounter what is his name, the Cyclops in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right? And you there's the mission giver that he's got, right, that knows that you've stolen from him, but you have his fake glass eye, right? And then I don't know if you've seen this or not. So he's antagonizing the Cyclops. Is a guy. He's just a big warrior brute, right?
I think at that point you're trying to get a boat, and he has one, and he's not.
So it's pretty early on.
Yeah, it's pretty early.
And so you go confront him basically, and you say, "Ha! I have your eye." and whether you're Cassandra or Alexios, it probably doesn't matter. You want it? Come and get it. And he grabs a goat and he shoves his eye up the goat's ass and slaps the goat's ass and it skips off.
So
Okay,
part two.
Part two of
This
this.
gets better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Part
Part
two
two.
of this is there's an achievement in the game for retrieving the eye. You know how you do that? You go back to the starting island and you just kill goats until that you can loot one that had the eye.
Okay. That's gonna. I didn't play it, but that's gonna fall pretty high up there. That's pretty great.
Do you like that?
I like that.
Let's keep that one on here. We'll take the Drunk Olympian off of here. Do you know what
I
I'm
don't
talking
know
about?
this. I
Okay.
don't think I got this
So
one.
at one point, I don't even remember. There's a stupid story reason why you have to participate in the Olympics.
Okay, I haven't gotten there.
And I don't even remember why now. But anyway, so I think it's to like meet the person that runs the Olympics or whatever. So the initial plan is you're gonna find this Olympian, this champion, and he's gonna like win all the events, and then since you're on his team or whatever, you're gonna get to meet like the organizers of it or whatever, and then kill one of them. Probably.
The IOC.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. And so you go to this island and you find this Olympian and he's just drunk off his ass. And you're like, oh, God damn it. Like, we gotta sober you up so you can participate in the Olympics. So you take him on your boat, you take him all the way to the place where the Olympics is held, and he's still drunk and he's standing on the pier and everybody's just like, what are we gonna do here? Like, he's obviously too drunk to participate. What's going to happen? And he just falls off of the pier, and then you just see a shark fin come across, and then blood in the water.
Sure.
And they're all just like, well, I guess that takes care of that situation. They just like all no-sell it, like nothing happened.
Like, well.
Like nobody really liked this dude anyway, so... And then Cassandra or Alexios, whoever you are, is like, okay, I guess I'm going to participate in the Olympics now.
Oh,
And
okay.
Yeah,
That's pretty good, Caleb.
Yeah, let's take that off, but it's just
Stuff has to
like-
come off.
I was just like, really? He's just going to fall off of this dock and the sharks are eating him?
Boy, I'm struggling with even like reading through this and going, what else should come off? Because there's a lot of good moments here.
Okay, so I know you really liked the random guy getting kicked by his horse and dying.
Oh yeah, that can come off. Yeah.
But the reason I think it needs to come off is because that happened to me like 3 times.
Oh yeah, that can come off. Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny.
It's funny.
It's funny,
But
but
it can come
like,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a very typical Stranger
The
thing.
thing that
kind of-
makes your clip pretty good that I don't think I've seen in other clips floating around is I don't think Arthur swears every time. And the
Yeah.
comedic time of his Arthur's, he gets kicked in the face, he realizes he's dead, and he just, shit. it's the exclamation point of the shit,
Yeah.
the well delivered. That's what's funny about your clip.
Yeah.
That's what makes yours. But he didn't do that with mine.
Oh, really?
I kept waiting, like, say it. He's just kind of standing around and doesn't say it.
There's just different things.
Jason, you had the first nominee on here. You were the one that put the first one on here during the year, and that was the Pit People one.
That's so good, Caleb. Because you got this game that's like it's a medieval. It's like a medieval style game. It's kind of like how do you turn based. I don't even know. It's like not even quite isometric.
Like
Grid-based.
XCOM-y,
From the makers of Castle Crashers, right?
Yeah.
Pit People's really cool. It's got a
Yeah.
really cool aesthetic, and it adheres to those medieval rules until the giraffe drops or the guy drops off of the giraffe with Uzis into the medieval battle. It's funny. It's just when a game knows what it is and embraces that,
Yeah.
and not fourth wall necessarily, but like the whole premise is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, and it does something like that. It makes an impression. But looking at the rest of the stuff, that's got to go, in my opinion, as much as. And I think that's a nice thing to mention because that was a shared experience. I played that with you.
Yeah,
Caleb. You kind of
yeah.
walked me through it, and so I just thought that was funny.
Should we? Let's maybe hit on like Subnautica because Jason and I didn't.
Oh, sure.
Well, yeah, like we don't know
Right.
what that is.
Yeah, man, it's been like almost a full year since I played that too. But so there's a lot going on in Subnautica, and initially it just seems like one of those games where you just build stuff. It seems like Minecraft, but there's actually a very involved story with it too. That you find out very slowly. It gradually builds on itself, and eventually you get to go into this research facility, and without maybe I should have been expecting it if I had been reading all the logs or whatever, but I wasn't expecting it at all. This giant squid thing comes up to me, and I'm like, okay, am I gonna die here? And then he just starts talking to me. He's like, hey, this is all the stuff that's gone wrong here. I need you to help me fix this. I need you to find my children. I need you to reunite them so we can fix this plague that's going on. It's a really cool moment. We could take it off, but just kind of like Pit People, I kind of just wanted to mention Subnautica because it's a really cool game. But yeah, let's slash that one too.
Okay. Oh, oh boy, where do we go from here?
I guess who put the Spider-Man one on here?
I did.
Okay. Did Spider-Man really hit you?
I really liked the end of Spider-Man and how they did it.
I guess I didn't connect with it as much, but
I cried.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't expect him to kill MA. I really didn't expect that to happen. I don't know why I was really invested in the story for some reason.
Okay, so Jason, on the scale of me being indifferent to Logan crying, where did you fall on that?
I thought they kind of forecasted that a little bit. So when it did happen, I wasn't... I mean, it was a bummer, but I think it made more of an impact on Logan than it did me. Having said that, I think that we've got one moment from Spider-Man on here, and we've got several from other games, so maybe we leave that one on for now, since it had such a profound impact on Logan.
That's fair.
And maybe Cole, because we got to pick eventually one from each of these games.
Well, I mean, that's not saying Red Dead can't have two. I mean, it had 8 nominations to start out with. I don't think we have to pick one per game. I mean, if I want to say Wolfenstein had 2 last year.
Maybe. I don't really remember.
It may not have had the number 1. I can't remember. Was peeing on it? Was Hitler? The Hitler scene
that could have been.
That might have been number 1. I can't remember. I'm good.
I think of the 3 God of War ones on here, I think I would strike the getting the magic chisel.
I would too. I would also...
even though that's a really, really cool moment when you realize that you're, swinging on a giant's beard hair.
Yeah. At the same time, though, when I look back at it, I think more about... Of the 3 that are listed here, I think more about the World Serpent. Probably than getting the Blades of Chaos and... getting the magic chisel.
Let's cut magic chisel unless Jason, you have an objection to that.
No, it's fine.
That
I also feel
like there's a moment. But...
I also feel like the other moment that I really liked in that game, and I don't know, I just didn't include it here, was that first dragon fight. Was that not the 3 dragons thing, but the one big story plot dragon. That was something. That was a good fight. I'm not saying it should be up here, but
the hot air balloon.
I just thought it was a cool moment. Okay. You can take it down. I think if anything that comes off, I think that was
we're back to Red Dead now. By the way, not the hot air balloon from God of War.
Yeah, I don't remember Kratos and
Atreus on a hot air balloon.
Getting in a hot air balloon and Thor shooting it down with lightning.
I wasn't expecting there to be a hot air balloon, but at the same time, they didn't do a ton with it. You just go up there and you kind of use your binoculars a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you did have the chase scene at the end where you're in the balloon and you're...
That's true. But I think there are much stronger Red Dead moments.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. I just thought it was a cool moment. And when it happened, I was... The first thing when I went up in the hot air balloon, I was looking around at the landscape. I was like... I paused and opened up the spreadsheet and said, and I put it in here.
Okay.
That was what made me think of it. So,
Every time I look at I climb up the ladder with the hammer and a nail and laugh now.
no, nail it. That I didn't realize. I guess maybe I was just half-ass paying attention or something at like I didn't pay attention that was the words.
I'm very passionate about that song.
That's fine.
If we're talking cuts, I think that there are maybe other cuts I would like to see before I really cape up for that. Because I just, well, let me have a ruler and a saw and a board and I'll cut it. I'll climb up a ladder with a hammer and I'll nail it.
So you're saying the montage is really
It really is the moment, yeah. But I think the
I get what you
song
mean.
like
The song is so weird.
seals it.
Like I'm gonna have to like pull this up and listen to it later.
And we can listen. We could even listen to it here. I don't think we're so sacred that we can't pull it up and
No.
and play
Well,
it.
I don't.
But
If we were going to get a takedown notice for it, or not. But
I don't think we would over that. But you're right. That could happen.
Just in case.
And
Yeah.
we can all hear it in our heads too.
Yeah.
So go look it up.
I mean, I'll listen to it later.
Okay.
Boy,
what about A Way Out? We don't
yeah, I know. I was just
There
thinking.
you
I'm
go.
like, we have two up there for A Way Out.
The hospital chase scene. Can one of you refresh my memory?
So
on
that was after you spin around on your wheelchairs and play Connect 4, you go through and you go back and forth. It the screen kind of comes in and out, and there's certain times where one of you might be like hiding for a second, and the other one is running like down a hall, and like you're running through all the different corridors, busting through doors. Then you jump off to the side like on a ladder and climb down, go through another window, and then. But like as that happens, you hide, and then the next person goes and starts their run because they were waiting on somebody to walk past or waiting, and it was
It's really cool.
It was very well done for a co-op game to kind of do that cinematic type style where, and there was times where we screwed up and you next thing you know, you'd be running, you'd stop, and like you'd run into a guy, you'd have to like pop him with his gun real quick because you weren't shooting anybody, 'cause you didn't have anything, but they had guns and you were just trying to avoid everybody. It was probably the most cinematic type thing in a game I've seen in a long time.
this might be a cop out here, and tell me if it is, but what if we just combine those two into the hospital?
I feel like there were two very separate things.
Yeah, they are kind of
Okay.
just because one thing is
very action based, and the other's very like
one's like a
casual.
cinematic thing, and it's one of the few part. Let me stop myself. It's not. It's one of the strengths of that game. One of the strongest moments where that split screen stuff really works well, and it snaps back and forth. And there's a shame there's not more of it because it really actually works in that sequence.
I wonder though if there was more of that in that game, if we wouldn't have liked it as much.
Maybe.
Either. Like it makes that part special because of that. Like we wouldn't be talking about it as a moment of the year if there were 3 or 4 times where it did that.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there probably because that may have broke the feel of the game, right?
Because that game was broken up into very distinct sections of like the prison was very kind of a slow and methodical breakout. The hospital was pure chaos. I mean, that was just, and then the end was like, why are we trying to make this a shooter again? Like we became into like a bad cover shooter.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a weird. I mean, that's kind of separate from the moment, but
But I'm just thinking of the 3 sections of that game. If you're looking at how that game progressed,
I think that in that game, spinning around in the wheelchairs and playing Connect 4 hit like that had more of an impact on me.
Really?
Just
Okay.
because it was so like we're in the middle of something very important and we're taking this time to just do random
just to fuck around and be friends
Yep.
for a minute.
Yeah. And it was like kind of in the middle of a game where you're kind of cooperating so much, it gives you a moment to like physically. Did you guys play it on the couch next to each other or online?
No, we played
Online.
it online.
Okay, so I played this section at least on the couch and like looking over at the person like I was gonna put my Connect 4 piece there or like who's gonna fall off the wheelchair first, like having stare down. I think that's the moment that I'll remember more. Phil,
okay,
we played the first half of it online and then the second half I was in Seattle for it.
Okay.
I finished it up there.
All right, I didn't know when. I was like, I didn't know when you guys played it together. I like both too. I feel like they're both compelling reasons. It's hard but obviously I can't imagine it's not these are going to be make it to a final 3. But
I don't know if either of them can stay with some of the other stuff we have on this list.
It's kind of the same. All right,
Jason, what do you think?
I don't know. Like, I'm having a hard time with. I think that way out stuff is meaningful and the nomination is warranted, but I see stronger stuff on the list. I think.
Should we cut both of those?
okay.
That's.
There's all this Red Dead and God of War stuff.
This is the first hard cut of the day. I feel like.
I feel like it is. It's like it's a hard cut, but I think it's okay to go.
I'll put it at the top of the cut list.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not happy about it either.
I'm not. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm looking at other stuff going.
It's going to be hard enough to sort through the rest of this stuff, and I think we're going to have harder conversations, honestly, about the rest of it.
This is another tough cut, but I'm gonna take the bullet here on this one and cut the Shark Boss from Astrobot.
I was gonna say that next, but I didn't want to say it next. It was cool. It was cool as hell.
Just the scale of that thing
In VR
is so cool. It makes you feel very tiny in this massive ocean. Mm-hmm. But especially because like you guys checked out that one level. You had one level each, and then it's hard to it's hard for you guys to
do like 3 or 4 hours and then do that. Yeah. But if you're willing to say that
there's other stuff I would rather have on here than that. So,
let's talk about the missing.
Yeah, you just finished this last.
I just finished this last night. So yeah, that's
and okay.
Do we want to? Do we want to talk about it, or do we just want to go?
Hang on.
Or nay?
I just want to know one thing. So my initial prediction when I told you should probably play this was when you get to the end, you're either gonna be like, "Oh my god, that's incredible," or you're gonna be like, "Fuck you, Sweary." Which one was it? I want to know.
I don't know if it was definitely not a fuck you swearing.
Okay.
But I don't know if it was an oh my god this is incredible either, because that's why I'm going like I had enough of an inkling throughout by reading the text messages that I just had the character wrong because I thought it was a sweary game, I thought I was going to get swerved, and it wasn't as big of a swerve. So I went like way over and thought it was Emily and not JJ.
Yeah. Should we just spoil this for Jason now because it's important?
Yeah, I'm not going to play it.
Okay. So you watched Logan play a little bit of it, right? Mm-hmm. So you play as JJ,
and you were with the other girl at the beginning with Emily, and Emily disappears, and you're going and searching for her. Mm-hmm. Well, the just constant you saw the dismemberment stuff. You catch on fire. There's all kinds of different ways that you can basically dismember and kill yourself and bring yourself back together throughout the game. The whole time you're getting texts, mostly from the ones that you're really prompted for are the ones from your stuffed animal, FK.
Yeah, and also your mom are the important ones.
And your mom and Emily.
And Emily
are the important ones. But like you get prompted by them, but not like in a like you have to do the FK ones from a story perspective, but you don't have to do your mom and Emily, which I didn't do at the beginning, and then I would had to play a little catch up like midway. but you start to find out a lot of different things about, like, your mom is very concerned about you at school, and your mom wants to go and clean your room, and you're like, no, like, you can't go in my room, don't do anything else. Well, she gets in there and she finds...
There's also, like, before you go, there's also, like,
Hmm.
another conversation with this, like, boy at school who keeps, like, plugging his YouTube channel. Like, hey, did you watch my new video yet? It's got this car in it. It's really cool. You should
But you
watch
didn't even
this.
know him to start with. That's what I thought was really weird, too. You're like, who is this?
And JJ keeps saying, like, no, I'm not interested in this stuff. Like, leave me alone. But keep going.
Yeah, so then as you start to get more into the text message stuff, your mom is very intrusive. But you're also, your dad is dead, and you're the only child. She's found out, like, a bunch of stuff about some professors at your school and is asking all kinds of weird questions. So you can tell she's just nosy. And so she ends up going in your room and she opens up the closet and she found a bunch of women's clothes in your closet.
She says, girls,
like young girls' clothes in your closet, which immediately you're like, I am a girl. Why is this a problem? You're not a girl.
Got it.
And she starts recommending you're going to go to a counselor and we're going to fix you and God didn't make you this way. And
which is leads back to the relationship right away from early in the game.
Yeah. So at the end of the game, the whole time there's these flashes of this, like, was it like a deer? And
it was a deer and he kept saying cardiac arrest, hemorrhage, like, and just kept saying all this weird stuff. And the end of the game pulls back, like, basically you end up fighting a kind of a demon version of yourself, at which, I mean, the fight is not really much of a fight because it's like, it's a platformer. Symbolism type stuff. And it pulls back and you were in the middle of a lecture hall and there's an EMT above you and you have slit your wrist and attempted to kill yourself. And behind the EMT is a giant moose head. So, like, that's what the moose head that you were seeing the whole time.
So the whole game is basically, like, you're dismembering yourself to solve puzzles. It's the character literally killed themselves to identify who they really are. So it's all symbolism. It all comes back to this.
Yeah, so the whole thing is all, like, the reveal is really the point of the game, which the game starts, is where you slit your wrist and the game ends and the EMT basically saving you, and in your mind you saved yourself, kind of thing, of like, hey, I really don't want to die. And yeah, that's pretty much what
embracing the fact that
you are
actually a woman
and trapped in a man's body. And, like, you end up talking to your mom at the end and you talk to Emily for a hot minute.
Yeah, Emily didn't run away from you away from Emily, essentially.
Yeah. Right. And which I never really did quite understand if you and Emily did have a romantic relationship.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think you're just friends.
Right.
So that was the only thing that I was kind of like, oh, yeah. Well, like, what?
The texts from her read like friends.
They do read more like friends, yeah. Like, she was a supportive friend and everything else, and yeah. So it was, but yeah, that's the big reveal at the end of that is that, yeah, you were not who you thought you were the whole time, and you find that out. Like, my thought though was, because you were chasing down Emily, I thought it was flipped and Emily was the transgendered person and not you. Because I don't know why, I just thought that would be the ultimate reveal at the end, but it was not. It was you.
That one hit me. That's that, like, Spider-Man hit you, that one hit me.
I think we should keep it on there.
You can't add more things, Jason.
Yeah, I know. It just added something.
I know, I forgot.
We're sitting here talking and he's over there typing, adding stuff to the list.
Oh, okay. You're onto something here. Jason added Return of the Obra Dinn, the Kraken reveal. I want you to play that game more because that's not the big one. I want to take it off this list, not because I don't think that's really cool, there's another reveal like an hour after that that's even bigger than that.
Okay.
Okay.
And I would totally talk about it, but I know that you're interested in actually playing this game, so I don't want to spoil it.
I finished Oberdin.
Oh, you did?
Oh, okay.
And the Kraken is the one that got you.
Because if I was going to pick one moment from that game, I'd still pick that because it's the beginning of the calamity for the Oberdin.
Okay.
And not necessarily sequentially, because that game is all over the place as far as where you find what, because the chapters are all... It depends on where you find the corpse, right? So you're not revealing everything in order, chronological order, but because you stumble upon it so early into the game, like it made an impact on me enough that I wanted to finish it. That little bit of time we played it, I wanted to go finish it. And so that's why it sticks out more for me than anything else, because it was like, this isn't just like murder mystery, or this isn't man turning on man. I mean, there is some of that in there. There's all sorts of great, like, little story nuggets and human interactions where you're trying to find out who these people are. But that is the first sign of, like you're looking around the ship and, like, there's something else going on here. It's like this horrible fate. It reminds me a lot of The Terror in that way. Where it's more than I would say that too. Yes, there's something else going on here, and there are people responsible by the decisions they've made, and maybe they should have left well enough alone.
Yep.
And this is where we're headed. So
do you know what I'm talking about though when I say there's a bigger one? Because to me, like, sorry Logan, I'm going to spoil this
I'm fine.
because but the mermaids are the one that
the sirens or mermaids
whatever
or
they are,
whatever they are,
like seeing them on the ship attacking people. That one was the one to me that I'm like, okay, Kraken, you're Kraken. It's a nautical thing. Like, yeah, the Kraken's there. But then to see those things like literally on the ship just impaling people, that's the one that got me more. But
what those things are. But then there's also like the half siren, half spider creature.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is like the things that are on the ship.
So not the mermaid things, but the spider.
Aren't they
things.
one and the same?
No,
I thought
different.
I thought they were spawned like from those things.
I think that they are. Well, they're not physically the same thing. Maybe they are spawned from those things, or maybe they're like in some way like the ghost of those things, or like a reanimation of those things. I don't really know. But they're just whatever these creatures that attack this ship, and the motivations for doing so, because the captain couldn't have left well enough alone. Yeah. Did you complete it all the way through to where she puts the book on the shelf? Oh, it's so good.
I'm really glad you played that.
It's really great. It's really great. So I put the Kraken on there because we didn't have anything from Oberdin on the list. Yeah. And for me, it was the thing that made me go back and play it.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, that's what, when you guys were playing, because you played what? I watched you guys play what, 30 minutes of it or whatever, and it was like, you were like, your eyes got all big when you were like, oh, like,
because it's something more.
It went from like a very personal story, like, okay, this could be interesting, but
these guys have turned on each other.
Yeah, and then, there's this thing.
There's a guy who went rogue, a pirate, but then all of a sudden there's this thing attacking the ship, and it's not. Ultimately, it's the crew's decisions and their leadership why they are attacked, because they grab some treasure that they shouldn't have grabbed, and they won't let go of it. And then these things attack it. And so I don't know. It's the reason why I kept playing is that Kraken moment. And then it got way worse. And then on top of all of it, it's kind of like that Walking Dead trope where like the danger is around them and yet they're still attacking one another. Like they're so stressed out and frantic and don't trust each other with this thing that's attacking them that they are still turning on one another. Like they're still being violent towards one another rather than forming together and attacking whatever is attacking them. They're still turning on each other. It's quite the story. It's something else. But it doesn't... I think there are lots of moments from that game, but like I said, looking at this list, there's still plenty on there. So Caleb, I know how much you like Oberdin, and if you want to put something else on there rather than the Kraken, it's fine. But I just wanted to give Oberdin the beginning of what that felt like to me.
I really like your case for that. Okay. I'm going to nominate something to be cut here.
I have 11 things still on here.
The KKK members from Red Dead.
What?
What?
Game of the year, moment of the year. Oh, fine.
Fine.
Yeah, I just one of those like random interactions. I love the I put incompetent KKK members because I love their ineptitude.
They do it to themselves.
They're burning the cross, and the cross falls on the two guys and kills them. One guy gets burnt alive, and then Arthur's like he gets the honor bump for doing bad things to the Grand Wizard in each scenario. I just think it's really funny. He's like, I'm going to do everybody a favor and wipe you all off the earth. And I thought maybe for a second, like, give me the side quest where I hunt down all of the local clan members. But it didn't happen that way, obviously. But I love that they're bad at life. Like, they're bad at things.
I think we got to cut some of these Red Dead.
Yep.
We can't have all of these.
So cut it. Please.
We have 2 moments here from Red Dead of riding.
Yeah, I think
we have riding up to the Braithwaite Mansion, and we have riding down the hill with the gang. I assume riding down the hill with the gang is the one where you're starting the snow and you're going down the hill?
No.
Or are you talking about a different one?
This is me. It's towards the end when it's literally there's a giant hill and like all
I can
the
give you
remaining,
mission specifics if you want.
please, because I put this on there.
Eagle
for later.
Flies wants to go burn down the refinery.
Yeah,
And
that's the one. Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
And
no.
so
Okay.
you have the option there to just kind of watch it because the camera zooms out and kind of makes you just kind of want to stare at it. But also, like, you can dead eye in that part. You can like the battle starts while all of you are in that
I don't
line.
remember how I played that one. I remember doing the mission. I just remember how I did it.
It hit me really, really hard because at that point, like, members of the gang are starting to drop. Like, you were
members of the gang,
members
yes.
of your gang, and everybody that's still there, like, you're all at the same time. Like, you just line up and you're riding. It's like an old Western movie.
Oh, yeah.
In that sense.
And that's what I liked about
it's kind of like the Last Stand kind of thing. Like, yeah, we're doing this.
Yeah.
That is it a virtual tie for me with not just riding up to Braithwaite, but walking up to Braithwaite.
Right, but they're both kind of in the same, like, you ride up through that tunnel
They're the
of
same
trees.
shot. One you're riding and one you're walking. And, like, when it slots, like, you have that spot that you can walk up and it naturally just kind of, like, fucking Red Dead's so good. When you walk into that slot, it's like you and Dutch are walking. And, like, in these moments of, like you just said, Caleb, in these moments of great strife, they stop, like, argue with one another, and Arthur and Dutch are walking up there, and, like, no matter what, even though they disagree on almost everything, like, they're gonna go cause trouble at that mansion, and they're gonna back each other up. And just that shot, they're the same shot to me in a weird way. That, man, the way they're walking, like, it just zooms out and it goes low, and you watch them walking.
The lighting on the mansion.
God, it's so good. But I'm not trying to discredit the moment where you're riding either. They're kind of the same thing to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can. Don't make me pick one.
I know.
If I had to pick one, I would choose the mansion.
Well,
I think they're both excellent.
I think if I have to pick one out of the 4 remaining Red Dead ones we have, it's Drinking with Lenny. To be honest,
Drink with Lenny's a lot of fun.
It's really good.
The prompts are so good.
It's really good. The can dancing.
Lemmy, Yambles.
So completely unnecessary and unneeded, but perfect.
Okay. Can we come back to Red Dead?
Yeah,
Okay,
we
all
might
right.
need to.
Okay,
The
okay.
Assassin's Creed one has to go.
Yep. It's pretty funny.
It's
But
funny.
It's got to go.
Doesn't.
I think we.
I
Can,
like that it ties into an achievement and comes back later.
I do too.
Yep.
I think that's funny. I
For the
think that's
merits of
really
that
good. I know just because it's not going to hit you guys as hard. I think the Spider-Man one's got to go then, right?
If you literally cried though,
but if you didn't, but if you were indifferent, like if this is our list,
so I should probably hold this until we talk about the actual games. But I guess Spider-Man as a whole didn't hit me as hard as it hit a lot of people.
Okay.
So by the end of that game, I was already a little bit checked out.
Okay. It's probably because you did too much side stuff before you did finish the game.
There's a lot of it.
There's a lot of it.
And a lot of it's very grindy.
Yeah.
Logan, I'll take something off the list if you take Spider-Man off. I guess I'm ready to nominate something. I think you guys mentioned earlier. The Blades of Chaos reveal was probably my favorite part of God of War. Like all of it, holistically.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like probably my favorite part. But I think I feel stronger about other things on this list than I do that moment. So if you guys are more attached to the World Serpent than the Blades of Chaos reveal, then I'm willing to see that go if I'm the one that's passionate about it.
I think
that's fine. And we can. I'll take. Can I take my Detroit one off first?
Sure.
Before I take
it's really
Spider-Man off. It's funny.
It's really funny.
I guess that's the thing here is like, how do we balance like
funny versus
funny versus heavy?
I think maybe just impact in general, and sometimes a laugh is probably more fleeting than a.
Well, I mean, it's what triggers an emotion. I mean, funny laughter is an emotion, crying is an emotion. Like that's.
So do you want to defend Blades of Chaos, or do you want to?
I would I would rather go with World Serpent on that one. I think
would
I had
as cool as the Blades of Chaos was.
I think I had 3 or 4 other moments ahead of Blades of Chaos for me.
Okay. Yeah, that one needs to come off then, if that's the way it is. Sorry, Jason.
No,
you nominated it to come off. Yeah, I think that's fine.
I'm gonna change this to Drinking with Lemmy.
Okay. Sure. Just because it was I guess I'm trying to think back. Like if I'm telling person who hasn't played Red Dead yet about moments of Red Dead, I'm trying to think of like things that like I'm gonna be like, yeah, you gotta like this. I'm trying to think of this part in this thing. I go to the Drinking with Lemmy. Now I'm gonna do Lemmy. Is he gonna talk like this? You can do Run Run Rudolph. I'll have to play that for you later. There's a version of Lemmy from Motorhead doing Run Run Rudolph, and it's really funny.
It is funny.
And I think about going up to Braithwaite Mansion. Those are the 2 that probably stick in my head of the things I'm going to tell people. Those are my 2 favorites.
Okay.
Probably.
The tough part here is I think we have 4 Red Dead moments, and I think they would probably be number 1 individually on each of our lists.
Oh, really? Because I think
Jason's
montage. Is that your number 1 Red Dead moment, or is it something?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess back to I think it's so funny. I don't know why. It's this brief moment where like
that
everything's not so
weird.
It is weird. It is weird. That's why
weird. Yeah.
I think I do like it because of the weirdness, and the song brings it together. And Uncle is just a genie goofball.
He's just a sack of shit.
He really is. But like he has some redeeming moments where John has to admit like, fine, like that was sage advice you just gave me. Like I needed you to help me with
once
that.
In a while,
negotiations with the vendor to build the house. Like every once in a while, Uncle isn't just a total waste of space.
And even if you look at the character descriptions on the website, like on the Social Club website, for Uncle it says like. I'm pretty sure Uncle wouldn't be around anymore if it weren't for his ability to be great at parties. I think it literally says there. I think that's the reason that Dutch keeps him around is because he's great at parties.
Really?
Well, he always started the songs. He always And
that kind of comes through in those moments too in the epilogue.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what the weather, we're together. Well, let me have a ruler and a saw and a board, and I'll cut it.
Oh God.
I'll climb up the ladder with the hammer.
Are you reading the lyrics?
Nail it.
He found
Well, we worked so hard to build our little house together. In the snow or rain, in the ice and cold, whenever, no matter any weather, we're together.
It's a kid's song.
It's so like it's just this. It just sticks out to me. It's I
Does it stick out to you because it's good or because it's different, though?
both.
Okay. That's fair. I'm just asking.
It was such a
Whoa.
goofy part for that game to go full goof.
I just didn't see it coming. Like all these terrible circumstances, like Johnson dead up to his eyeballs. Abigail's not around. He has terrible relationship with his son. He's got uncle who's just the worst, chastising him all the time.
He's the only guy around.
Yeah, who's the only well, Charles.
Charles
too.
finally came around, but Uncle was the only one for a while.
He's trying not to. He's trying to stay away from Sadie, but he needs Sadie, and he's just trying to do the right thing. And then out of nowhere, this campy ass, goofy ass song and a montage of him building a house with those two. Just I don't know.
It's silly. It's completely silly.
Obviously, if I had to, it's my favorite moment out of all of these. It's my absolute favorite.
Of all these moments,
remaining.
okay.
It's my absolute favorite.
Caleb, if you had to pick an absolute favorite moment out of all of these, what would you?
Out of the Red Dead ones, or
Just all of them right now. Like out of these, 8 we have left here?
The God of War one,
The God of War one.
the World Serpent.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Damn it! I asked this question and then I wasn't even ready to answer it. And for me, I think it's the end of Spider-Man.
Because that sucks because
They're all three completely different.
Yeah, the two that you guys both said are the two that I would cut. All right, we got to cut the Riding Down the Hill
with the gang.
Yeah,
Okay.
because as much as I liked that, I think Drinking with Lemmy needs to stay, and I can't go to bat for 2 from Red Dead.
And if this is a collective list, if the Spider-Man stuff just didn't connect with you guys, I think it has to go too. It might be my favorite, but it doesn't mean that.
It's really hard for me because personally I would cut that, but just hearing that I'm going to keep saying it.
Yeah, I know.
Hearing that it made you literally cry.
I know.
Literally cry?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hearing that means that it had such an impact on you that it's hard to cut that.
I'm a sucker for superhero stuff.
Yeah, I've grown numb to superheroes.
All right, Caleb, let's cut the Kraken. We both like Overdone.
Yeah.
There's too much else going on. There's just too much else going on.
There's too much.
But
Wait, don't cut it. Don't do that.
Nope, sorry.
don't
I didn't
delete.
know.
I just moved it to the bottom.
Yeah.
Control
I did.
C.
It's
Oh, you
at the
did.
bottom.
Okay.
There it
Okay.
is.
Oh, I thought you. Okay.
We just can't see the bottom. It's so far down at this point.
Sorry, I was scrolling down. I forget you guys can't scroll with me.
Well, I've got monitoring the podcast. So,
I thought you just deleted it, so I just wanted to. Okay.
It's there.
the missing affected you pretty much, pretty hard, didn't it, Caleb?
I mean, we're in the same boat on that one.
You
Spider-Man and the Missing are.
Yeah.
Those are. We can't have. Can we? With this.
No.
I don't even know. Jason,
Go ahead.
No,
I want to see if I was right.
Okay, with these strong of candidates here, can we really have 2 Red Dead moments on this list?
Why not? I guess
Because we have such strong candidates in Spider-Man and The Missing and God of War. Can we really have 2 from the same game and cut? You know what I mean?
I'm fine with multiple moments from the same game being in the
Normally
top 3.
I would be, but since we have such strong candidates from other games,
I'm staring at the ceiling because I don't know. I'm trying to think of rules. in
Okay,
there.
so I think that, Caleb, that's the only way we really get through this, parse through it, is probably
We have to pick a Red Dead moment.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
And I'm gonna guess whatever that Red Dead moment is going to be the winner.
I think
Probably collectively.
Yeah.
Because if you have the individual, Logan, if you have the individual impact from Spider-Man, and Caleb, well, you guys both
Maybe
feel
that's-
strongly about the missing.
I was gonna say maybe that's.
I
what
don't
we
feel
do
as strong
here.
about the missing. I really don't. I liked the game, but I don't. That moment for me was not as big as it was. I don't think for you.
I guess the other part of this is that, again, this is a collective list and not an individual list.
Right.
So maybe we do cut Spider-Man and the missing.
I can do that. I can cut Spider-Man and the missing, and then we have 2 Red Deads and a God of War.
Yeah, I'll cut the house montage. If you guys need to, which is more or less than we've all given away our favorite, and then
we
look at
I think
collective impact.
I think we all like the other 3.
Yeah, no,
I don't disagree with the other with leaving the World Serpent, drinking with Lenny, and riding up to Braithwaite Mansion. I don't disagree with any of those 3 being top 3.
The Braithwaite Mansion is the only one that
You're not as
I'm
sold on
not
that one.
as.
Would you rather do the montage in there, or would you rather have something else in there?
I'm just honestly trying to remember the Braithwaite Mansion stuff.
It's the thing that we recorded.
Yeah, and maybe it's because I didn't play on 4K HDR stuff that didn't hit me as much. I don't know. Well, I'm trying to remember.
Here, it's right here.
Sorry, yes, I remember the moment. I'm trying to remember the impact.
Sons of bitches. John, I need you to stay calm. Get down here now! You inbred trash! What the hell do you want?
How do we do this?
Easy, John. We've come for the boy. You must have known we would.
Shouldn't have messed with our business now, should you?
So yeah, that's the walkout portion of it.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay,
Pick 3.
pick 3 of what's left.
Yes. I'll start.
Okay, I was gonna go ahead.
Mine would be the World Serpent, Drinking with Lemmy, and the ending of The Missing.
Okay, mine would be Spider-Man, Drinking with Lemmy, and Riding Up to Braithwaite Mansion.
Okay.
Jason?
Mine would be the 3 Red Dead moments.
Okay.
Okay.
So Drinking with Lemmy is a lock.
Okay, Drinking with Lemmy.
So let's move that.
Okay. Riding Up to Braithwaite Mansion would be number 2. Then, since it has 2 votes, essentially. And then that leaves us with The World Serpent, The Missing, and Spider-Man.
I have one thing to say about the World Serpent. Do you watch trailers? You just
Try not to.
Yeah, so that's the big thing about the World Serpent is he was everywhere.
Yeah.
I had seen him 25 times before the game. It just wasn't that big of a deal. Because I'd already seen
His
it.
voice, though?
Already seen it.
Really? Okay.
I hadn't heard the voice, especially with my sub. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, buddy.
I had seen it so many times and not even like trying to. I don't know where. Like, I'd seen it like a bunch. So it just, when it happened, I was like, that's awesome. but it was awesome when I saw it on Sony's official YouTube channel and not Xbox, Sony's official YouTube channel. And,
Xbox. It was so good. Xbox had it on.
Yeah,
the YouTube
they
channel.
put it on there too, and GameSpots and like I'd seen it so many times. Like it didn't make the impact on me but that's not necessarily like the moment's fault. So that's what I'm saying. It probably I'd be right there with you if it was the first time I had seen it.
Okay. If we have a clear-cut winner, can we just have multiple runners-up?
Yeah, I guess the 2 runners-up is arbitrary to begin with.
Right.
Sure.
I mean, who's...
We'll call this honorable mention then?
Sure.
We have this honorable mention, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what we've done with the other two, or with the other categories, is we've just said, all right, well, we try to narrow it down to 3, but I think just for this purpose, I think it made enough. We have all three of our personal top moments are not the number one, and then there's 2 others that we feel strong enough about it that we still wanted to give it the nod.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I like this.
Okay, so all right.
Let me just make sure though that we didn't cut something that should be in there.
I've got multiple things that we cut that should be in there. I'm just kidding.
That's the issue with that.
There was I think we hit on. We talked about them. We got. I think everybody got to say their voice.
I think this is good.
So I think we try to narrow it down. So our moment of the year is drinking with Lenny, Lemmy, Yummel, canning, puking all over the Lemoyne Valley.
It's really good.
Drinking with Lenny.
Well deserved. Congratulations, Red Dead.
And honorable mention, the World Serpent appearance in God of War, riding up to Braithwaite Mansion in Red Dead, the building the house montage in Red Dead, the ending of Spider-Man, and the end reveal of The Missing. That has been your moment of the year. Stay tuned for character of the year.
Let me have a ruler and a saw and a board and I'll cut it. I'll climb up the ladder with a hammer and nail and I'll nail it. Well, we work so hard to build a little house together.
I'm using that for my top 10.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm hungry.
I'm just going to record that scene and then just superimpose your voice over top of it.